friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams again today. I have for you the last book haul from 2018. I have quite a few books to talk about, plus a book outlet order that I placed on Boxing Day. I was really proud of myself because I think I only placed 2 or 3 book outlet orders in all of 2018. I really cut back on that from past years, which is really good because, as you know, I have so many books on my shelves already. But who can resist a good sale? So I had some in my cart that have been waiting for a while, and so I got some. But before we get to those, I have a few books that were sent to me over the last month or so. Latasha Braxton reached out to me about her book that she wrote called Dark Chains. This is her autobiography about growing up with some abuse, both physical, spiritual, emotional, and how she kind of has come through that and how it affects her as an adult. This is the kind of memoir that I am very interested in reading, and I'm very thankful for Latasha to send this book to me. I have 4 books that were sent to me by the Fiction Guild. The first of those is Colleen Coble's Freedom's Light. This is a historical fiction about a lighthouse keeper during the Revolutionary War. And I have a YA book that was first published in Italy, and it's White as Silence, Red as Song by Alessandro Davinia. Some are saying that this is Italy's The Fault in Our Stars. So it's about a young teenage boy who ends up in the hospital, and a girl that he is crushing on is there as well. This sounds like it'll be an interesting read. Next I have Indivisible by Travis Thrasher. And I believe this was first a movie because it says novelization by Travis Thrasher. This book is based on true events, and it's about this soldier who actually, he's a chaplain, I believe, in the army, serves overseas as he comes home and just has some marriage troubles, and how are they going to work through all of these things. That is what this book is about. And finally, from the Fiction Guild, I received Becoming Mrs. Lewis by Patty Callahan. I'm very excited about this one. This is a historical fiction about the wife of C.S. Lewis, and I'm a big C.S. Lewis fan, so I have a feeling I'm gonna love this one. I actually paid full price for a book this month, or in December, which I don't normally do, but I was in a children's bookstore. It's kind of an independent children's bookstore in Richmond, and I was talking with the women in there about middle grade March and decided to pick up a book since I was talking to them for so long. So I grabbed The Vanderbeekers of 141st Street by Karina Yan Glaser. Well, it's just a family middle grade story set during Christmas time. So I probably should have read this already, but I didn't. I'm not sure where I picked up this one, but it's called The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer. And this is about a single mom and her daughter who, the single mom's kind of greatest fear is that somehow her daughter's going to go missing. And then one day they go to this street festival, and that is what happens. She gets separated from her daughter. And so we kind of follow both stories. The mom as she tries to find her daughter, and the daughter who somehow gets, I don't know if she was kidnapped by them or somehow gets connected with this deeply fundamental religious sect, maybe a cult of some sort. So we follow these 2 storylines. Sounds super interesting. I also picked up The Girl Who Chased the Moon, not The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Very close though, by Sarah Addison Allen. This is about a girl named Emily who wants to kind of figure out the secrets of her mother's life. And so she goes to the home where her mother grew up and her grandfather still lives. But things in this house aren't exactly as they seem. There's a little bit of magic involved. The wallpaper will change itself to suit the person who's in the room, things like that. So there's a little bit of magical realism involved and family secrets. Definitely interested in this one. I picked up Susanna Kearsley's Named of the Dragon at Ollie's when I was at home at Christmas. This was only $1.99. I am collecting Susanna Kearsley books because I've read a couple and absolutely love them. And then someone actually chose this to recommend to me in my, help me out for my 2019 goals for the year. So I'm excited that I have another Susanna Kearsley on my shelves. This one is about a young mother named Lynn who is grieving the loss of her child that happened 5 years before. She goes to holiday in South Wales and meets a young widow and a playwright and has to work out these Celtic legends, and there's going to be some magic involved or some kind of mystery as well because it's Susanna Kearsley. I'm sure maybe dual timelines might be involved. I don't know. but I'm excited for this one. I also picked up at Ollie's A Name Unknown by Rosianna M. White. This is about kind of a band of street orphans or street urchins, and each book will kind of tell the story of a different member of that found family. And I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm looking, actually this is book one. The one that I read was not book one, but it could stand on its own. So I'm excited to read the first book in that series. All right, now on to the Book Outlet books. I actually picked up a lot of sequels, which is why I'm filming this one before I talk about my sequels that are behind me, which will be in another video coming soon. But I'm very interested in working through some of the series that I'm in the middle of, and so some of the books that I purchased from book outlets will be sequels, such as The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. This is the third book in the Remnant Chronicles, which The Kiss of Deception was the first one, and I really enjoyed that one. I have book 2 right behind me, which is The Heart of Betrayal, and then this is the third one, The Beauty of Darkness. I also picked up the sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale, which I just read a couple days ago, and that is The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. This is called the Winter Night Trilogy. I love the Russian setting in this series and am very excited to continue. Another sequel that I've actually already read is A Torch Against the Night, and this is by Sabaa Tahir. The first one is An Ember in the Ashes, and Reaper at the Gates is the third one, which I still haven't read. I would like to. This is the new covers. My Ember in the Ashes is actually the old covers, so I'll be looking for that at used bookstores and stuff, but I would like to complete this trilogy by reading Reaper at the Gates. I'm hoping to get it on audiobook eventually, because that's how I read the first two and really loved it that way. This is not a sequel, but I also recently read The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey, and so I was very excited to see To the Bright Edge of the World by her. I absolutely loved the writing in The Snow Child and definitely am interested in reading more from Eowyn Ivey. So this is her newer novel. There's a map. That's always a bonus. This one also takes place in Alaska in 1885. I have a feeling that this will be another kind of bleak, wintry, snowy read, so hopefully I'll get to this one this winter. I picked up a couple memoir type books. One of them, I saw the movie of this, Lion, A Long Way Home by Saru Brierley, and this movie wrecked me. This is about a small boy in India who gets separated from his brother and gets lost ultimately in India. It tells his journey and how he eventually gets adopted by an Australian family, and the journey that he then takes to try to find his family in India. Such a good movie, but I definitely was interested in reading the actual story from Saru himself. This is also a movie, but I haven't seen this one, The Queen of Katwe, One Girl's Triumphant Path to Becoming a Chess Champion by Tim Crothers. So this is about a man named Robert Katende who was a war refugee who turned into a missionary and goes back into this slum community and wants to help give the children hope by teaching them chess. I mean, along with giving them food and providing for their needs as well, but just to help get their mind off of their situation. And so this is the story of one of the young girls that he teaches. I am going to be participating in the Betsy Tacy read-along that's happening this year with a couple of my friends on BookTube, and so I did pick up a couple Betsy Tacy books. I picked up Betsy Tacy, which is the first one, by Maud Hart Lovelace, and Betsy and Tacy Go Over the Big Hill by Maud Hart Lovelace. I think this is book 1 and 3, so I still need to get book 2 from the library. I'm kind of bummed that this one isn't in this edition, but it's okay. So I'll be reading one of those at least this month. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, The Great Hunt by Wendy Higgins. This is a YA trilogy, I believe, and so I picked up, or maybe duology, I picked up The Great Hunt and The Great Pursuit by Wendy Higgins, kind of a fantasy adventure story with a female protagonist. I have another historical fiction about a wife of a famous person. This is Mrs. Houdini by Victoria Kelly, which is about the wife of Harry Houdini, which I can imagine would be pretty crazy because he did some scary magic things, right? Or escape artist things. apparently when Houdini died, he had promised that he was going to communicate with his wife from beyond the grave and had left a coded message. And she starts seeing this code in different things around her. So is he really communicating with her or not? I don't know. I picked up a historical fiction from Fiona Davis called The Dollhouse. This novel is set around the Barbizon Hotel, which was a hotel for women in the 1950s. And this was for single women who were in the workforce, who were kind of clawing their way to success, and they all lived side by side in this hotel. But apparently in the early 1950s, there was some kind of skirmish or tragedy that happened in the hotel. 50 years later, there's a journalist who wants to uncover the secrets of this tragedy that happened in the 50s and find out more of the secrets of this hotel as itself. So sounds super interesting. Finally, I have a book that I saw first in Barnes & Noble quite a while ago, and it's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Koss. It has the kind of cover that I just love, super beautiful. But this is a fun retelling, not retelling, but it's based on a lot of characters from different stories. We have the daughters of Jekyll and Hyde, who are the main characters in this book, but we also have Sherlock Holmes and Watson are in here, Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Moreau, Justine Frankenstein, like daughters from different famous classic book characters are all part of this story. So it just sounds like a mystery that has connections to literary characters. It sounds like a lot of fun. The final two books that I'm going to talk about are ones that were sent to me through the Instagram. Ardent Bibliophile did a book exchange for Christmas, and I was sent two books that I had never heard of before, so I'm very excited about that. The Sleepwalker's Guide to Dancing by Mira Jacob is in here. This is a contemporary story revolving around a girl named Amina, whose father is a brain surgeon who says that he can communicate with people who have died. This is about an Indian family. It moves back and forth in time. I think that there is some humor in here as well. I have never heard of it, and I've never seen anyone talk about it, so I'm excited to give this one a try. And also I was sent Breaking Wild by Diane by Diane. The short summary says, in captivating prose, Diana tells the story of one woman missing in the Colorado wilderness and another bent on discovering the missing woman's whereabouts in an unforgettably moving and thrilling literary debut. So a mom of two children goes camping out in the wilderness to kind of get away for a little bit, but somehow goes missing, and then the park ranger is determined to find her. But what happened? We don't know. I'm very thankful for that book as well. I don't read a ton of thrillers, but I like to have them just in case the mood strikes. But there you have it. That is my final book haul of 2018. And I'd like to say that you won't see another book haul for a while, but fact of the matter is that I went today to a book sale and picked up 8 things. Comment down below if you have read any of the books that I hauled today, if you think I should pick them up anytime soon, or anything else that you'd like to chat about. You know I love talking to you down in the comments. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye!